class, now that you're a couple assignments in, I wanted to go over where you can find the feedback from me in this course. It's a little tricky accessing feedback and finding the feedback, so I want to take just a minute and looking at this course from a student view, show you where to find that feedback. So there are three places where I, as the instructor, will give feedback to you. The first is going to happen in the discussion boards. Each week in the discussion boards, depending on the assignments for the week, there may be an opportunity for some feedback. The first is if you ever ask a question or want to have a conversation about the assignments or content. In each of the weeks, there's those question and conversation boards, and I'll be there answering questions anytime that you have them. Later on in the course, you'll see starting week 4, we'll begin to post parts of essays for peer review. And I'll occasionally be posting in these spaces as well, giving you feedback on the sections that you post. I try to stay out of these boards as much as possible because they're meant for peer interaction and peer review, but occasionally I'll point out inconsistencies or take a minute to review your drafts and point out concerns that I'm seeing for the class as a whole in these spaces. So you'll see feedback from me in those spaces. The two biggest places you'll get feedback from me are on your weekly quizzes, which are actually your lesson submissions, so the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday submissions, and anytime you upload a document or an assignment as a part of those lessons each week. So let's take a minute and look at the quizzes, because I think that's the hardest place to find feedback. So on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, you submit a lesson submission that goes in our course as a quiz. And on that quiz, even though it's not really a quiz, it'll ask you some questions about tasks that you completed for the lesson. Sometimes you'll type in answers in a text box, and those are sometimes auto-graded, meaning that the system automatically will grade them, and sometimes they are for me to grade, or parts of it will be graded by me. So anytime you want to see feedback from me on your quizzes, your weekly lesson submissions, you can go to two places. The best place to go is Class Progress. So if you go to Class Progress, and on the left-hand side, you click on Quizzes right here, you'll be able to see your progress. So this student has submitted 2 quizzes, and here I want to see the feedback that was left on this assignment since they didn't do very well. So I'm going to click Details, and under Details I can see the feedback that was left on the overall submission. So there's the feedback left on the overall submission. If you want to look at each question and see if there was feedback left on a question, you click into the attempt here, and you'll be able to see what you submitted. And then if there's any feedback for the question, it will be listed under View Feedback, and you'll see any comments that I've left here. If I ever take away points or mark you wrong on the quiz submissions, I will leave a note as to what was missed. So you'll be able to understand why points were taken. Now that's not the case if the system autocorrects it or you self-select the wrong answer. So if here, you put no and it marks it wrong, like this one did, you're not gonna get feedback from me there necessarily because it was something that you chose to say you didn't do. But other than that, that's how you'll get to individual writing. Here's something that the student submitted and there's no feedback left there, but usually I try and leave feedback on anything that you write in the course. So that's how to find quizzes. Remember, that was under Class Progress. If you just go to Grades, which a lot of students do, you'll see there was that quiz that we looked at. Those comments don't show up here. So you may be thinking that you're not getting any feedback when actually you're just looking in the wrong place. So try and avoid that Grades tab unless you want just a quick summary of all your grades. But if you want feedback, go to Class Progress. You can also click on the Quizzes button and it will take you essentially to the same place. It's just a couple more clicks to do it. So you have to go here, submissions, right? You look at your submission, click attempt, and it will take you to that same screen that shows you a question by question detail with the feedback there. So that's how you view quizzes. The last place to look is assignments. In assignments, this is when you upload a document. So a couple of times, beginning with lesson 5, you'll upload a document from Word and it will be a part of the lesson tasks, but it will be in a different place. You'll go to assignments and upload the document here. So if you want to see feedback, you'll see that it'll show feedback here under view, or in the feedback column it'll say view. So you'll click on view and it will take you to the feedback right here. Here's the feedback that I left. And if I've attached your document with comments, it'll be listed here. So you can look at it that way and download the document and read the comments that were written in the document. So I clicked on assignments to get there, right? I went assignments and view. You can also use that class progress again and go to the same screen. So class progress, I click on assignments right here. Here's that document. I click details and here's where my feedback to the student and my attachment with comments. So I like class progress the best just because they're all in one place, right? You can move from assignments to quizzes to discussions as much as you want. So hopefully that shows you where to start looking for my feedback. Let me know if you have any questions.